Yep. So we're connecting. He has, I'm gonna make them face forward. Each of them have a ton and a fook. At any given time, they can change it. And it can become double fook. It could be ton left, fook right. It could be switched this way. It could be double ton. It could be double fook. It could be whatever, right? But they're going to do the idea of poon sound. They're going to roll, okay? So they're going to be rolling like this. It's going to be important to keep the structure. And when you do this, I have a set point in theory. We're headhunters now. Most people in martial arts, most people in street fighting, they're headhunters. They want to cut your face up, whatever. So I want the tongue sound to point towards the opponent at least around that nose mouth area. I want it to point. At the same time, it almost acts as a mirror. You're looking inside that mirror when you do this. When you do this, when you go into bong, this tip of the finger is more pointing towards the chest, sternum. So here, 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 right? Fook sits, rest. If something happens, it feels things coming the most. So when they connect and realize you saw their form, they're gonna do, for y'all, they're gonna do more of a big circular roll. Roll it. Now, first technique they want to try to do is a punch, because the punch is the first actual attack that they have. They're trying it at different levels. They're trying it at different angles if they have to, from what they are. They can switch hands, go into double fook, have a chance to punch from there, and so much more. We ain't gonna do, we're gonna do more punching towards the chest, right in here. Now I'm making them points towards the chest, not because they can't hit each other, but because if they were teaching, they don't want a student to just let go of the system because of their fear, all right? We want it to be subtle. Now they're doing almost too much already, so we're about to go into the next technique. Because when you have two individuals and we're men, our egos don't get checked. Our balls get full. Anyway, so then I went to the point where they had to punch. I don't even care if I get the punch. Why? Because there's a step with this. There's more steps. So even if I got this, I went to this point. What did I do just now? I'm gonna go slow. Punching is usually the first block anyway. Even if he gets that bone, cool, right? I can still go to this point, lock, and have this point, lock, and I'll do whatever. He just hearing right there, good job. So the whole point, what I went from there is, now my technique in my brain, because they're gonna see this video later, I'm really more talking to them in the future, has nothing to do with y'all, is that I said, okay, I punched, and this was part of the form, next is tonsile, right? If I already tonsile here, this ain't nothing. It does show though, if this was a punch and it just happened to be inside, they go tonsile, okay, great. But when you're talking about crossing hands versus parallel, he can hit me, I can hit him. It's not teaching me to survive. It's saying, okay, that's a reference point. Cool. And that's why if I have a tonsile right here and he punches from there, I need a woo that I may relax a hand over here and try to go over here, because now I have a technique, woo hand, right? So instead, I'm trying to understand my form. I may come from this point, this bottom point, tonsile here to get to this side. I may tonsile here to get to this side. Notice my tonsile, it comes from the point where you come from here and come up. You get that? Why is it doing that? It's actually setting you up for cross hands. It has nothing to do with making your tonsile that much stronger or pushing them back and all that crap. Take that out, right? It's all about, it's saying at the low reference point here, I can tonsile to this point. Now we're at cross hands. That's it. So you have your punch, even if you start at punch. I don't care if you start at punch. You can start punch here, you start punch here. Get them startled, right? If you punch from here, you seeing this? If you punch from right here, you can tonsile reference from that point, and it makes more sense. Get it? Versus this digging, right? Now, the only thing I'm gonna ask them to do, instead of freestyling it so much, each of them take turns, roll like maybe 2-3 times, get this tonsile so they understand where their placement is. So they want to eventually go here, ton, grab, punch, ton, grab, punch, grab, lopsided. You want that reference. That's what you're looking for. So I'm gonna have them do it and let them take their time with it. I want you to see it. And as soon as you do, as soon as you get to this point, don't even rely on tonsile no more. Lop it. There we go. There we go. Big circle, get your structure straight. That ton is going to point to his nose. That bone may point towards his chest. Now I know this looks boring. Why are they doing it? Why am I having them do this and just only be tonsilling to a corner and that's it, right? It's called muscle memory. Muscle memory. If you don't have it in your muscles, it's not coming out. It just won't. So when you're playing baseball, you're not swinging the bat just because you can hit a ball. It's called muscle memory. So when that time comes when you need to swing that bat, you'll hit the ball. Ain't that right? It's muscle memory. Bigger. I'm sorry. So we want the hands more, I want the hands more wrist and make a nice circle. Yeah, there we go. Keep that structure, that. Couple more times and then we're going to kill it off and go to something else. Now we're gonna go to something else. Check this out. So I'm gonna work with Clayton here. This is practice, but it's also teaching you a lot of stuff about how to be decisive. If you know you're gonna move to another skill, another point, don't set yourself up to do so. Don't do it. Like, I'll give you an example. If I'm doing this, I don't want to hike up my bone side a little higher because I think I'm going to try to do something. I'm not going to lower the technique just to try to do something. I got to do it from right here. The middle of that chest right there, top of the sternum, bottom of the sternum. I want that much area, that much distance. And at this point, you see this? Look at the space right here. There's a reason. Because we're close quarters, but we're not stupid. If I do it like this is hitting purpose. That's why I don't do my woos out of this crap. You know, everybody else can do it, I'm not doing it. Because this right here could have been a nice stab through my freaking chest, through my lungs. Sternum is real soft. It can crack. So I don't want it to here. Right here. That's stabbing distance. That's punching distance. That's whatever. I like a woosao in my form to stay about right here. Because it keeps me to understand, oh, if I touch myself, they're going to touch me too. Does that make sense? But if I take this, perfect distance. So I'm keeping them away so much so I can be able to do what I do. Or else, using Clayton here, why do you think Lansao exists? Give space. Now he ain't gonna be able to just push it right here. He's forgetting something we did in an old video, and I'm gonna bring it back because I know I got it somewhere. Roll that sucker. Roll it like kneading dough when you're trying to make biscuits and you cup it or whatever. Roll that sucker. You wanna try it? I'm right here. Roll it up into me. There. I'm not giving them the stance. They're doing this themselves. Yeah, there you go. One more time. Yeah, you gotta roll it. Roll it. I'm playing with Play-Doh. So here, one more time. You see? So if you roll it, if you roll that forearm into me, it's gonna make it difficult. You see what happened? Space. Now for this little bit of space, can you inch punch? Yeah, you can. That's it. So it's not sometimes so these techniques here, my goal is I want this distance, that much different distance, away from my opponent, away from me, right? So I can be able to do things short and to the point. I can keep them close, but I keep myself safe at the same time. Distance and timing. So now what they're gonna do with this, now that they understand that, because this is here, right? I want them to understand Hyun sound, but they're not gonna just do it. They're gonna go from technique, transition, then another technique. So let's say I go from here, Tom. Now, if he's not here, he can punch with the other hand. I Hyun as best as humanly possible too. Sucks, but as best as humanly possible. If I'm right here, I'm a Ton, I go into another technique, I have this. Get it? So practice Hyun sound. Practice going from a movement to a movement. So you got Ton, you're literally doing a Hyun sound. You're really going into a Wu hand in this case, but you're gonna lock because you want to control their being. Get it? That's the point. You take turns and Ton, him, yeah. Now, if it's at that point, I want you, just for argument's sake, to have this punch ready. So if you're down here, get this punch ready, get it back up, and then punch because he's going to heal out. He's going to have to figure out how to heal out. There, we're getting it. It's kind of difficult. His hand is already crossed, so he almost has to train himself to pull his hand back. See? So since he had his hand back, that kind of set him up. But he has to wait till that punch comes, right? Now, if it was still crossed like that, he wouldn't be able to get the technique. Like, it was hard for Clayton to get it because the hand was just already out. You know, So it almost takes a special relationship between the person who's doing this starter chi sao, understanding that it's actually going towards more of a gore sao. You know what gore sao is? Gore sao? Yeah. Chi sao sparring. Eventually there's no more chi sao and you're sparring like sparring and knocking some teeth out or whatever you want to do. So, but that's when it gets to that point. If I chi sao with him, for example, right here, if he goes to tan sao to my other side, yeah, there you go, get it. I'm gonna want to, well, not in this case because he got me. He did perfect tan and punch, tan da. But had he went to this point, I'm the one that's sitting back. Why? Because what if he did at some point, he ain't gonna do it like this because two hands on the same line, you're more in trouble than I am, right? Because I can just do this. But if I have my hand back, once I can grab and once I punch, Hyun sound.
Oh, yes.
Hyun. So I'm not gonna grab this case, but you see what I'm getting at. So I got this hand, there, punch, there. So now you're not so face forward.
Right.
I'm this way. I'm completely controlled in this way. So Hyun sound is one of the hardest techniques to get. But realize, like I said, it takes a special relationship. So it's not just me doing this and he goes to there, because then I can have my hands like this, he's gonna direct me anyway, right? I'm gonna have a hand up. I may even step out. So then when I do punch, there you go. Try it. Will, you try that a little bit. See? Because you don't want to be double trapped.
Oh.
That's that point. See, because if he's right here, he's double trapped.
Yep.
He could he has it.
I didn't. Okay.
But as a Wing Chun man, he's going to try to bring it back.
I forgot to punch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking defense with the hand.
Basically. And that was that point when I said, what if you want to keep your strong hand back? That's a hard idea.
Yep.
See, if it's that way, if it's just straight like that, you don't get the practice of Hyun Sao. So then it's like, why does Hyun Sao exist in the first place? So now you may not do it in Chi Sao no more. You may take it out in sparring. You may take it out in even ground fighting, because there's Wing Chun ground fighting. So at this point, they might not even see the goal of it, right? But if I know Wing Chun like some people do, for example, let's make this a little bit more interesting. We just been standing here doing this. We didn't do this. We didn't get in here now, right? If I get in here and I'm trying to shoot this shot or whatever, he better do something. Hyun Sao's gonna save him in that case. If we was just doing it, if I just did Tan Sao and he wants to get out of that, Hyun Sao saved him in this case. In this different scenario, what I'm actually doing, I may get to this point, I'm getting to the point of currying over. Now, he should want his hand back and maybe even someone up just because I do something, because then look, I could do this. Then it's too late, right? That's that hand back. So he'll have his hand back at least. And then if he does try to punch, I'm gonna sneak it. Matter of fact, and let me be real honest too. If your hand is right there, and I'm right here, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting. If you want to keep this hand up and don't do heel style, I'm not waiting. Gun style video. You get what I'm saying? But it's the essence of trying to learn heel style. Learning heel style, because it's not about this and learning how to fight a lot of times. How you gonna teach your students later? How you gonna teach them why heel style even exists? Right? Y'all wanna stay with this heel style, or do you wanna move on?
We'll do it one more time.
One more time. Each of them, one more time. Yeah, give him some time, give him some time. There. Make him learn that heel style. See how it still keeps you,
I'm trying to figure out where I'm messing up.
because you're actually ducking. Your hand is actually going to duck. If I come to here and come to here, my hand is going to duck. I don't want to control it here. This is beginners. Yeah, teach them how to cup the wrist and everything, cool. But guess what? You grab for the wrist, they hit you with the elbow. Get it? If I get here, crash your shoulder. Good job, thank you. I like getting knocked off my block a little bit. Makes me feel human. Now, so yeah, human heel sound. So if I'm right here and he has that punch, I'm going over here, but I don't want this. I'm really wanting this punch. I want a forearm. If he tries to bring that elbow in, locked. He tries to punch, locked. Use your shoulder, locked. So a lot of times when teachers want to use that wrist, yeah, it's cool, but I have a science to this. I'm actually putting out there the idea of chin knots, anti-chin knot locking. Wing Chun is anti-chin knot locking, and at the same time locking them. Right? If they know how to release from it, I'm stopping them still. So they don't have anything, my skill holds. Right? Sometimes I know I have a video and I say, air, we breathe it, they don't. Balance, we keep ours, they lose theirs. Sometimes it's not about balance of the feet, it's about balance of the self. If I stop all that, they don't have any balance. I win, because I'm a control freak. Get it? So, okay, next. Realize when we went here, I'm gonna start from this side, taunt sign, just to make a point. There was the punch there. I went like this. I'm really going to more of a woo, grabbing, right? I'm not gonna give a care more about the bringing in necessarily. I'm just, as long as I grab here, I'm cool, right? That's the first part. We're not gonna go through this whole entire form today. It ain't happening. But let's go with the idea of the fook is already there. Why is it there for? Yeah, it feels things out, but watch this. I was just telling them this before. You want to be like a cobweb. So Tyease style is about sticking. What's the stickiest substance besides tape? Gum, unless it kind of ill release at some point. But spider webs. Oh my God! And you freak out when there's a spider web. And so they're like, ah! You scream like a little girl. So I have my hand here. Matter of fact, play it from Don Tyease style. All right. So if he takes his hand and turns a palm, a lot of people don't do this. This is Don Tyease style for real. If he palms, I gotta go jump style. I come up, he bongs. That's beginner. Teach it like that. But check this out. If he palms, did I move? Did it work? Point well made. Point well made. Sometimes it's good to have a zero energy. That's why in my form, when I do this, they may, I don't know how they feel in their form on the Fuchs side, but watch. When I do this, I'm opening up the elbow. I don't have any energy in this.
Same.
Right? Until I need to. You can either flick it out or you can turn like this. Get what I'm saying? But I zero energy out except for the elbow and a rotation of the shoulder, then everything's cool. Because I'm saving my energy. Because Wing Chun is a really close to Tai Chi. Yes. Conserve energy. I believe in recycle. So get yourselves, in this case, when they do the Fuchs out, get to the point that when you're chi signing, you're rolling, on the Fuchs out part, have the other person attack and just get to that sticky nature where it just stays put. Right? Roll. Now when you get to the bottom point, this bottom elbow point, that's when you're going to palm him. You felt that? There you go. There you go. Now, he's going to strike you. You got that Fuchs out right here, he's going to strike you. Palm. He's going to go palm. There you go. You felt that? And don't even go 1, 2, 1, 2, then do it. Just spring it on them. Yeah. That's how you train a Wing Chun fighter. You got to spring it on them. We're in some everlasting, eternal springtime type of action. Still keep the structure, still keep it rolling, still make it look nice. We're hardcore, but we're pretty too. Wing Chun is a feminine female style. The reason why their hand is doing that, can stick to them like that, or even make their hand draw down, 3 bows to Buddha, some by foot. That's why you do it 3 times. You're learning how a technique can actually just go under with zero technique, zero skill. It's just setting your arm right. Let's see if we can get some more palms in there. And see if you can palm. There, that's it. Make him lose his balance a little bit.
Yeah, go backwards for a second.
So, what'd you learn? Did you learn anything?
I learned some timing as far as body positioning is concerned.
That's good. That works.
being behind the beat sucks.
Being behind the beat.
So yeah.
But, and let's be honest, no one's gonna get it on this. Like, that's what everybody wants. They'll watch a video, they'll get this, oh yeah, okay, I got it. No, this is for the rest of your dang life. Now,
It's a lot of feeling.
Here's the great part. When you're teaching, you got students, and them students gonna suck worse than you. And you have an opportunity now to teach from that aspect, and your Wing Chun gets better because now you understand it from, oh, these are beginner hands, oh, this is intermediate, oh, this is mastery hands. So people are gonna be either your equal, or you're gonna suck, or you're gonna be better than everybody. That's how this thing works. But the most important part is you're better than everybody else who doesn't Chi-Sao. So there you go. And a lot of this you can use in MMA grappling. I have to show y'all that later. But what did you learn?
Immovable elbow is life.
Tell them loud.
Immovable elbow is life. Lose it at your own peril.
Right. So my goal, and this is where I'm going to end the video, because then I'm going to talk to them about some other stuff, and then you're not allowed to see that crap. So my end game is usually this, and I've told them this before. I had a teacher, I had a Sifu, that when I walked through his door, my goal was not to hit him, not to hit the other students. I didn't care if I punched them. That meant absolutely crap to me. My goal was, how does this technique work again? Oh, what do I need to do after I do this, right? So this is basics, ground one, right? So I may start here and understand, oh, Tai-Sao goes to here. Okay, cool. What else do I do with it? Well, that's part two. Part two is when it's not just about this and doing this and doing this, it's that this dude guarded. So I need to learn how to do this. Get it? It may be part three. I don't went here thinking I was gonna have something. I'm right from this point. I come from the other side, and I may even walk them a little bit. But my whole point is, can I switch to the other side? Can I do this? Can I say Jiao Sao versus Yun Sao? So knowing your techniques, knowing your skills, like Jiao Sao is not even in the form. It ain't even there. But just learning your techniques, learning your skills, is going to get you prepared, right, for the bigger stuff. But more importantly, and I keep saying this, so I'm going to tell you again, if you got a cousin, niece, nephew, somebody, some little kid, teach them how to Chi-Sao, make them use the correct structure and feel their energy from that point. Because then, when you Chi-Sao with somebody else, you feel like a whole new person to them and they can't catch you. So there's a difference between the masters will have you do this. More y'all had the people do this. You ain't getting this crap on that. It's just not, right? You're just learning good Pum Sao skills. So you almost want to go like here. And I always want to be, it's keep the structure, but flow. You see how different that felt? Flow. And you have to say, okay, I'm gonna take them to the angle. I'm gonna take them to that side with this technique. I want the technique. I'd rather learn the technique and be skilled with it. Like if I just did this to this. Okay, he hit me, so the hell what? It's in the school. Then the next time I may do this. Now I got him back and back. He reset it, it's over. He already feels like he lost. So I want to just get my technique. Good, better. You see that? Because I told him, reset. He back. If it's a real situation, he gonna get stabbed to death because he gave me distance. Now I can take him. He came in, he solved that problem. We're a bunch of bulldogs in this system. So you just gotta Rest in peace, DMX. You gotta, you know, here. So Clayton, I don't give a care if he got chain punching all day in the head. He's gonna find a way to chain punch my dang skull in. Good. That's it. You see what? Yes. Be decisive. I ain't barely felt him. He got to that point. He got there. That sometimes is the best point. Get active, initiate. Sometimes that's the point of the punching. Initiate. Initiate. Make them fight. Make sure they don't go back because then they go pressure you harder. Work it. Right? Good. And then while you do that, watch. You're talking about level 2. If he lopsides for every punch he did. Every punch. So when you get to that point, yes, because now I can't do this. Control, which is what, yeah, that's it. Any questions? This is the time now to question the dude who just taught. This is where you should make me feel like an ass really bad. Can you think of anything? The hillside was kind of hard. Anybody have a question about the hillside?
I'll probably have questions, but I just can't think of anything.
I know you're smarter for that. I'm gonna ask you questions later, because that's my dude right there. That's why I call him Snake Mind. I didn't call him Snake Mind for nothing. And sometimes he say he ain't got nothing, but I see his eyes. If there's something there. What about you?
You mentioned the difference between Hinsao and Jiao.
Yeah.
In that same drill, where would you have a difference? Is there a reason to use Jiao instead of Hinsao in the drill where we would use Hinsao?
There's a good point. So Jiao versus Hinsao, is there a reason why we use one versus the other? Watch this. Let's say you take this hand, as it goes down, you go to the outside to a fook. So that comes to a fook. Now you're gonna fook this hand.
Oh.
But that's the wrong way, you're gonna break the hand. So, okay. Now, watch this. Change it. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see this, so actually I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go from here. I'm gonna come to this point, but when I do, I'm not stupid. Maybe I think he's too soft. I'm gonna pop this over. Now, if he uses the same hand that I'm trapping, right? Jiao Sao, he ain't gonna Hinsao from this point. Hinsao the wrist, it's not gonna happen. So either one, you're gonna have a Hinsao like this, you're gonna have a Hinsao bigger, even sometimes carry it with the elbow, or you just gonna completely do this and not Yun at all. Because Jiao Sao is a cousin. So if you do, see, now you're gonna cover me when you come to the outside. Right. If you do that and turn it into a punch, that's Jeet Kune Do. Right? He can just automatically go to the punch, keep his elbow low, so then I can't do this, he has me trapped. Or he can also go to that same pocket and he has a free hand anyway. Get my sense? So but something like this, in this point where I'm at, I can Hinsao to here. See how y'all automatically Hinsao? Good. So that was the part when I came here. If his hand was back, I could do a small Hinsao to capture this if it comes out, because guess what? You can't see a small Hinsao. It's good to be minute sometimes. Whereas other times it's good to just make a whole from the elbow point of Hinsao. I'm actually flicking the wrist while I'm doing this at the same time, gathering momentum. Come to this. Jiao Sao, I'm not. I'm just dropping, I'm free in the hand. I'm making sure your hand back here, I got you.